Most people think smart home privacy is only about hackers. They imagine someone breaking into a camera, spying through a baby monitor, or listening through a smart speaker. And yes, those risks matter. But today, I want to talk about the part most people never think about. Your smart home does not need to be hacked to collect information about you. It may already be collecting it normally. Your doorbell knows when someone approaches your house. Your thermostat can learn when you are home or away. Your smart speaker may process voice commands. Your security camera can store movement events. Your smart TV may track what you watch. Your robot vacuum may map your floor plan. Your smart light system can reveal routines. And individually, each device may seem harmless, but together, they can quietly build a picture of your household. Not because your home is evil, not because every company is spying on you in a dramatic movie-style way, but because smart devices are designed to observe, respond, record, analyze, and connect. That is what makes them smart. And that is also what creates privacy risk. So this video is not going to tell you to throw away every smart device in your home. That is not realistic. Smart devices can be useful. They can make life easier, safer, and more convenient. But convenience should not mean giving up control without realizing it. Today, we are going to break down how smart home surveillance really works, what your devices may be collecting, where the risks come from, and what simple defensive steps everyday Americans can take to make a smart home safer. Welcome to Cyber Safety Brief, where we explain simple cybersecurity advice for everyday Americans without confusing technical language. This video is based on authentic, legal, and publicly available cybersecurity information. Everything here is for awareness and protection only. We do not promote hacking, cybercrime, unauthorized access, device exploitation, or harmful activity. This is about understanding your own devices, protecting your household, and making smarter privacy decisions. Welcome to Cyber Safety Brief, where we explain simple cybersecurity advice for everyday Americans. Our goal is to make online safety practical for families, workers, students, small business owners, and everyday people who use technology but do not want confusing technical explanations. Smart homes are becoming normal in the United States. People use smart speakers, cameras, doorbells, TVs, thermostats, plugs, lights, appliances, locks, baby monitors, garage openers, pet cameras, and home assistants. The problem is that most people buy these devices for convenience, but they rarely think about the data side of the deal. And in my opinion, that is where the real conversation should begin. This video is based on authentic, legal, publicly available, and defensive cybersecurity knowledge. Everything here is for awareness and protection only. We are not showing illegal hacking methods, unauthorized access techniques, malware instructions, or anything that could help cybercrime. The goal is simple: help you understand what your smart home may reveal and how to reduce unnecessary risk. Point 1. Smart devices collect more than you think. Most people think a smart device only collects information when they actively use it. You ask a smart speaker a question, you open a doorbell camera, you adjust your thermostat, you turn on a smart light. But many smart devices work differently. They may collect data passively in the background because they need information to function. A camera detects motion. A thermostat learns temperature patterns. A smart TV tracks usage. A speaker listens for a wake word. A robot vacuum maps rooms. A smart lock records access events. A doorbell logs visitors. A security system monitors activity. The risk is not always that someone is secretly watching you live. The risk is that small pieces of household data can reveal patterns. For example, a thermostat may show when your family is usually home. A smart lock may show when people come and go. A camera may record delivery times. A smart speaker may store command history. A smart TV may reveal viewing habits. None of these details may seem dangerous alone, but together, they create a timeline of your household behavior. What most people underestimate is that privacy is not only about one big secret. Sometimes privacy is about small details that become powerful when combined. In my opinion, this is the biggest mistake people make with smart homes. They judge each device separately. They say, it is just a light bulb. It is just a speaker. It is just a doorbell. It is just a thermostat. But smart homes are not one device. They are a network of devices. And a network can reveal more than any single product. A simple defensive step is to review what each device collects and whether it actually needs that access. If a device has privacy settings, check them. If it stores voice history, camera clips, or activity logs, review how long that data is kept. If it allows unnecessary data sharing, turn it off where possible. You do not have to become a cybersecurity expert, but you should know what your own home devices are collecting. Because if something is inside your home, it should not be a mystery to you. Point 2. Your smart speaker is not just a speaker. Smart speakers are one of the most common smart home devices. People use them for music, weather, alarms, reminders, shopping lists, timers, lights, and quick questions. They feel harmless because they are convenient. But a smart speaker is not just a speaker. It is a microphone-connected device linked to an account, a cloud service, and often multiple other smart home products. Now, to be clear, this does not mean your smart speaker is recording every private conversation and sending it to someone in a dark room. That kind of exaggerated fear is not useful. But it is fair to understand that smart speakers are designed to listen for activation cues and process voice commands. Some systems may store voice interactions, command history, or usage data depending on settings. The real-life example is simple. Imagine a family uses a smart speaker in the kitchen every day. They ask about school schedules, grocery reminders, medical appointments, delivery updates, and home routines. Over time, that device becomes connected to real household behavior. It may not understand your life the way a person does, but it can still process useful patterns. In my opinion, the danger is not that every smart speaker is a spy. The danger is that people treat microphones in the home like ordinary furniture. They forget that a connected microphone is still a connected microphone. The practical steps are simple. Check your voice history settings. Delete old recordings if your device allows it. Mute the microphone when you do not need it. Avoid placing smart speakers in highly private spaces like bedrooms, bathrooms, or rooms where sensitive conversations happen. Review which accounts and apps are connected to the speaker. Turn off voice purchasing if you do not use it. Use a strong account password and enable extra login protection where available. And if you have children in the home, check parental and privacy controls. The way I look at it is simple. A smart speaker can be useful, but it should not be treated like a harmless decoration. It is a connected device with a microphone. That means it deserves attention. Point 3. Smart cameras can create a false sense of security. Smart cameras and video doorbells are popular because they give people peace of mind. You can see who is at the door, you can check packages, you can monitor a driveway, you can watch pets, you can keep an eye on a small business entrance, and honestly, these devices can be useful. But here is the twist. A security camera can become a privacy risk if it is not configured carefully. The device designed to protect your home can also expose your home if access is weak, settings are careless, or storage is misunderstood. For example, many people install a camera and never change default settings. They may not review who has access. They may not check whether clips are stored in the cloud. They may not understand when recordings are triggered. They may share access with family members and forget to remove old users. They may use weak passwords on the account connected to the camera. They may ignore firmware updates. They may place cameras in areas that capture private family behavior. What most people underestimate is that camera privacy is not only about outside threats, it is also about household boundaries. Where is the camera pointing? Who can view it? Are clips stored? Can audio be recorded? Can the camera be accessed from outside the home? Is the account protected? Are old devices still connected? A real-life example would be a family installing an indoor camera for a pet. At first, it seems harmless. But if the camera faces the living room, kitchen, hallway, or child's play area, it may capture far more than intended. In my opinion, indoor cameras should be used very carefully. Outdoor cameras are one thing. A camera inside the private living space of a home is different. That does not mean nobody should use them. but it does mean people should think before placing them. The defensive steps are practical. Use strong account protection, keep camera software updated, review cloud storage settings, turn off audio recording if you do not need it, remove users who no longer need access. Do not reuse passwords from other accounts. Avoid placing cameras in bedrooms or highly private areas. Regularly check the device access list. And if a camera has a physical privacy shutter or disable option, use it when recording is not needed. I do not think this is about being paranoid. I think it is about remembering that a camera is powerful, and powerful devices deserve careful settings. Point 4. Your smart TV may know more about your viewing habits than you expect. Smart TVs are often ignored in cybersecurity conversations. People think about phones, laptops, and cameras, but the TV sitting in the living room may also be collecting data. A smart TV can connect to apps, streaming accounts, voice controls, advertising systems, viewing preferences, and device identifiers. It may track what apps you use, what content you watch, and how you interact with the platform. Some TVs and streaming devices include settings related to personalized ads, viewing data, voice features, and app permissions. The risk is not that your TV is physically dangerous. The risk is that people do not think of it as a computer, but a smart TV is basically a large internet-connected screen running software. It receives updates. It connects to accounts. It may include a microphone. It may connect to the same network as your phones and laptops. It may have apps installed. That means it belongs in your home security routine. A real-life example is someone buying a smart TV on sale, connecting it to Wi-Fi, logging into streaming accounts, accepting all default settings, and never looking at privacy options again. Years later, that TV may still be collecting viewing behavior and connected to accounts the person forgot about. What I personally think is that smart TVs are one of the most underestimated privacy devices in the home, because people treat them like old televisions. But they are not old televisions. They are connected platforms. The defensive steps are simple. Review privacy and advertising settings. Turn off viewing data sharing where possible. Disable voice features if you do not use them. Delete apps you no longer use. Keep the TV software updated. Log out of accounts before selling or giving away the TV. Do not enter sensitive information using a TV keyboard if you can avoid it. And consider whether every device in your home really needs to be connected to the internet all the time. Sometimes the safest smart feature is the one you never turn on. Point 5. Smart door locks and garage openers. Need extra attention. Smart locks and garage door openers are different from many other devices because they connect digital access to physical access. That makes them convenient, but also sensitive. A smart bulb turning on at the wrong time is annoying. A smart speaker misunderstanding a command is frustrating. But a smart lock or garage opener involves entry into your home. That means the security expectations should be higher. A real-life example is a family giving temporary access to a neighbor, dog walker, cleaner, contractor, or relative. That feature can be useful. But if access codes are not removed later, old access remains active. Another example is using a weak password on the account that controls a smart lock. If the account is compromised, the risk becomes more serious than losing access to a music playlist. What most people underestimate is that digital access should be managed like physical keys. If you would not hand someone a permanent house key, do not give them permanent smart access. In my opinion, smart locks are not automatically unsafe, but they should never be treated casually. The defensive steps are straightforward. Use unique access codes for different people. Remove temporary codes when they are no longer needed. Review access logs if the device provides them. Protect the connected account with strong login security. Keep the app and device firmware updated. Avoid sharing one code with everyone. Turn on notifications for lock activity if useful, and keep a backup plan in case the device fails, loses power, or the app stops working. The way I look at it is simple. Anything that controls physical entry deserves stronger attention than ordinary convenience devices. Smart locks can be helpful, but they should be managed carefully. Point 6. Cheap smart devices can create expensive privacy problems. Not all smart devices are built with the same level of care. Some cheaper devices may have weaker update support, poor privacy settings, unclear data policies, or limited security features. That does not mean every affordable device is bad, but it does mean price should not be the only factor when buying smart home technology. People often ask, does it work? But a better question is, will it keep working safely? Will it receive updates? Does the company explain privacy settings clearly? Can you change the password? Can you disable features you do not use? Does it require unnecessary permissions? Does it have a history of support? Can you remove your data? Is the app still maintained? A real-life example is buying a no-name smart camera because it is cheaper than well-known brands. It may work fine on day one, but if the company stops updating it, the device may become a long-term weakness in your home network. What most people underestimate is that smart devices are not one-time purchases. They are ongoing software relationships. If a company does not support the product, you may be left with a connected device that ages badly. In my opinion, the true cost of a smart device includes updates, privacy control, and support, not just the price tag. The defensive steps are practical. Before buying, check whether the brand provides updates. Read privacy settings before connecting the device. Avoid devices that require unnecessary permissions. Do not connect devices you do not truly need. Remove old devices from your network. Replace devices that no longer receive updates when possible. And remember that a smart device is only smart if it is still supported. A cheap device can become expensive if it puts your privacy at risk. Point 7. Your Wi-Fi network is the front door of your smart home. A smart home depends on the home network. That means your Wi-Fi router is one of the most important security devices in the house. Most people think of the router as a box in the corner, but it is actually the gateway connecting your devices to the internet. Your phones, laptops, smart TVs, cameras, speakers, thermostats, plugs, game consoles, and tablets may all depend on that one network. If the network is poorly managed, every connected device becomes harder to protect. A real-life example is a household using the same Wi-Fi network for everything. Laptops, work devices, smart cameras, guests, kids' tablets, gaming consoles, and cheap smart plugs all share one network. That may be convenient, but it also means one weak device can create unnecessary risk for the rest of the home. What I personally think is that network separation is one of the most underrated smart home safety habits. You do not need a complicated setup, but using a guest network or separate network for smart home devices can reduce exposure. The defensive steps are simple. Change the default router password. Use a strong Wi-Fi password. Keep router firmware updated. Use modern Wi-Fi security settings if available. Create a guest network for visitors. Consider putting smart home devices on a separate network if your router allows it. Remove old devices you no longer use. Restart and review your router settings occasionally. And do not ignore the router just because it is boring. In cybersecurity, boring devices are often the most important. The way I look at it is simple. If your smart home is a neighborhood, your router is the gate. Protect the gate. Point 8. Voice assistants, children, and family privacy need boundaries. Smart homes are not used by one person. They are used by families. That includes children, grandparents, roommates, visitors, babysitters, and guests. A device that feels normal to one person may feel invasive to another. This matters because smart devices can record commands, monitor rooms, respond to voices, show camera feeds, or control household functions. A real-life example is a child asking a smart speaker questions, making purchases, or triggering devices without understanding what is happening. Another example is a guest staying in a room with a smart speaker or camera nearby and not knowing whether it is active. What most people underestimate is that smart home privacy is also about consent inside the household. Just because you installed a device does not mean everyone around it understands what it does. In my opinion, families should have simple smart home rules, not complicated rules, just clear ones. For example, no cameras in bedrooms, microphones muted during private conversations, no voice purchasing without approval, kids' settings reviewed, guests informed if smart devices are active in shared spaces, old users removed from accounts, no unknown devices connected to the network. These simple boundaries can prevent confusion and discomfort. The defensive steps are practical. Review parental controls. Disable voice purchasing if not needed. Use device names that make sense. Keep cameras out of private spaces. Talk with family members about what devices are installed. Check account access after roommates, guests, or workers leave. And remember that privacy is not only about outsiders. Sometimes privacy starts inside the home. A smart home should serve the people living in it. It should not quietly create tension, confusion, or hidden monitoring. Point 9. Smart home data can reveal routines. One of the biggest hidden risks with smart devices is routine exposure. Your household routine is valuable information. When you wake up, when you leave, when you return, when your kids come home, when lights turn on, when doors open, when cameras detect motion, when the thermostat changes, when the garage opens, when the TV is used, when the house is quiet. Each signal seems small, but together they can reveal patterns. A real-life example is a smart home system that automatically turns lights off when nobody is home. That feature is convenient, but the same pattern, if exposed through account access or poor settings, could reveal when the house is empty. Another example is a smart camera that sends motion alerts at the same times every day. That may reveal family schedules. What most people underestimate is that security is not only about protecting passwords, it is also about protecting patterns. In my opinion, routine data is one of the most sensitive forms of smart home information because it describes real life. It is not just digital, it is physical. It connects to your home, your movement, your family, and your habits. The defensive steps are simple. Protect the accounts connected to smart home systems. Limit who can view activity logs. Turn off unnecessary sharing. Delete old history if the service allows it. Use strong account security. Be careful with automations that reveal absence. Do not share screenshots of smart home apps online. And review notification settings. The less unnecessary routine data you expose, the better, because your schedule should belong to you. Point 10. The real goal is control, not fear. The point of this video is not to make you afraid of every smart device. That would not be helpful. Smart home technology can be useful. A camera can help protect packages. A smart lock can help families manage access. A thermostat can save energy. A smart speaker can help with reminders. A doorbell can improve awareness. A smart plug can make life easier. The problem is not smart technology itself. The problem is using smart technology without understanding the trade-off. What most people underestimate is that convenience always has a cost. Sometimes the cost is money. Sometimes it is attention. Sometimes it is data. Sometimes it is privacy. Sometimes it is dependency. And sometimes it is all of these combined. In my opinion, smart home safety is not about rejecting technology. It is about using technology with boundaries. You should know what devices are in your home. You should know what accounts control them. You should know what data they collect. You should know who has access. You should know how to turn them off. You should know how to update them. You should know how to remove them. That is not paranoia. That is ownership. Let me know in the comments if you agree with this. Do you think smart home devices are making life safer, or are they creating privacy risks most people do not understand? I would also like to know your opinion. Which device worries you the most? Smart speakers, cameras, TVs, locks, or something else? If this video helps you understand online safety more clearly, like the video and subscribe to Cyber Safety Brief for more simple cybersecurity advice. At the end of the day, your smart home should work for you. It should not quietly take control away from you. So review your settings, update your devices, remove what you do not use, protect your accounts, set boundaries, and think before adding another connected device to your home. Stay alert, stay informed, and stay safe online. Before you go, comment below which smart home privacy risk you think most people ignore.